Before this video starts, guys, please do remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate everybody's support. This channel is growing and I'm so happy about that. But I need you guys to smash that like button and chuck a subscribe in if you're not already. Really helps the growth of the channel and I appreciate you guys immensely. Thank you and enjoy this video. G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat Gaming. Now in this one guys, I am going to be going over my round 2 tips for the NRL this week. I'm not going to do an AFL one guys, so I do apologise about that. I'm just going to stick to the NRL this week. But yeah, I've got my little cheat sheet here, so let's get straight into it. So for the first game of the week in tonight's game, we've got Storm against Parramatta. I have tipped Storm in that one. I've tipped them by 14 points. So yeah, there's no changes to either side, but I just think the way Storm started against us last week, obviously us being the Rabbitohs, they absolutely dominated us through Ryan Pappenhausen, Cameron Munster, Brandon Smith through dummy half, and yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty big game for the Melbourne Storm. So I'm tipping them by 14 this week. In the next game, we have the Warriors to beat the Knights. So yep, I've tipped the Warriors in this one. I've got them by 4 points. With Ewan Aitken out, it could prove a little bit difficult for the Warriors to get on a roll this week. He killed it last year for the Dragons, and I think he would have done the same for the Warriors. Not too sure on how long he's out for, but yeah, so I've got the Warriors winning that one by 4. Adam Pompey is a decent replacement, nothing like Ewan Aitken, but I still think the Warriors can get that job done. Right, the next game, guys, we have the Titans versus Broncos. I've got the Titans to win this one by 8. Now, Brian Kelly is out in this one, but he is replaced by Philip Sami, who can get the job done. The Broncos lose some forward depth in Matt Lodge. Replacement is Reece Kennedy. However, I do think that, he's a decent replacement. But yeah, I still think the Broncos will lose this one. I think the Titans will have it fairly easily this week. The next game, I have the Panthers to defeat the Bulldogs by 10 points. Obviously, this one can go... I don't think it's going to go either way. I don't see the Bulldogs winning this one at all, but I think they could be closer than a lot of people are expecting. I don't see the Panthers absolutely blowing them out, but I do think they'll win it quite easily. Rabbitohs versus Manly. Now, I'm hoping that the Rabbitohs get up by a lot here. Manly were abysmal against the Roosters last week. And Bennett's put his foot down and said, hey, if you're not going to perform for me, you're going to play reserve grade. So Josh Mansour and Jacob Host have both been dropped from the side. We bring in Jackson Paulo and Patrick Mago off the bench. However, Liam Knight is still questionable. He could come into the side somewhere there. I do think Rabbitohs will win fairly easily here. I've got them winning by 12 points. Hopefully more than that. I think they will roll the Sea Eagles, especially after their loss to the Storm. They made the most errors last week, which was very disappointing for me. But I do think Bennett will try and stamp that out this week, and I do think they're going to be much better. Cade Cust, I do want to talk about him because he scored 3 tries against the North Sydney Bears last week in the Blacktown Workers in the Sea Eagles win over the Bears in the New South Wales Cup. So he comes into the side on the bench for Manly, and I think that is a big in for them. He's probably going to be pretty big off the bench, and I'm not looking forward to the time he does come on. However, I think the Rabbitohs will still get the win quite easily. The next game we have is the Cowboys against the Dragons. Got the Cowboys winning this one only by 6. It could be by more, but yeah, it depends on how Tamalolo plays. I think he is definitely going to take a step up from last week. I think he made the least meters he's made in years last week against the Panthers. And I do think they need him moving forward a lot better. I think he's going to be a meter eater this week and hit at least 150 metres and lead the Rabbitohs to a pretty good win. Alright, the second last game of the week, I've got the Roosters against the Tigers, or the Roosters playing the Tigers, sorry. I have the Roosters winning that game by 14 points. Crichton and Friend are both out for the Roosters, but they've still got the talent that can get the job done. I do hate saying that, as I am not a big fan of the Roosters, obviously being a Rabbitohs fan. But yeah, they are an extremely good team still. And I do think that they will put their foot down and absolutely destroy the Tigers. The last game of the round is the Sharks and the Raiders. Got the Raiders winning that one by 12 points. Notable out is Jesse Ramian, who has been suspended. Taking his place is an ex-Rabbitoh, Mawini Hiroti, who comes into the side there. He'll do a decent job. Obviously not the impactful player that Ramian is, but I still think he'll do alright for them. Do have the Raiders winning this one by 12 points. I think they'll be far superior. And yeah, that'll pretty much round up my tips for this week, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Something a bit different, recording on the couch, a bit more comfortable. So I hope this one actually did work. I'm using a little tripod this time, just something different. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and post your tips for this week's games below. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.